Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I've got Sherman and Slothy with me. Sherman, how you doing today?
Tired. It's cold. You know how it is. Busy. How about you?
I do know exactly how it is. I messaged you guys. We're recording one of our remote ones today, and I messaged you guys like an hour ago. I was like, yep, I'm up and ready to go. And then I was not up or ready to go. I went right back to sleep. My brain said no.
Down.
Yeah, so I'm very tired. It's the cold, I think, is just kind of getting the best of everyone right around that time. It's really busy for you at work, for me at work, kind of thing. I know Slothy's also busy. Never it kind of ends. So yeah, just I think everyone's kind of knowing we're right at the edge of that like kind of holiday slowdown season. Yeah. It just makes it feel like it's going so slow and everyone's tired. Yeah. No, other than that, I'm pretty good. It was a busy week for me, but it was pretty nice. I'm excited for my new work truck stuff. I'll tell people about this after. But Slothy, how are you doing?
I'm all right. It was a busy week. Everybody in my house is sick right now, which is not super fun. But caught up on all the Star Wars yesterday, so that's a plus.
True. I have not seen any of it. Like, are you talking about the old?
All 9 of them.
Like the movies?
Yeah.
I think I've seen each of the movies maybe once. Everyone always says they're really good and that I should watch them.
You guys only seen them one? Why do I know you guys?
Well, I've seen them several times.
Yeah, I was going to say Slothy might have. Yeah, not me. I don't watch as many of the movies as I really should a lot of the time. Like I think I've only seen the Lord of the Rings stuff like maybe a time each as well.
That was the extended version?
No, that was
a regular version.
Any version. There's only so many hours in a week.
Why do I know you guys?
You monster.
It's I get it. But yeah, they're good ones. I really should watch some of I've got lots of time now with being back to work and everything. I should watch some in the what's the best Lord of the Rings, and I'll watch it tonight.
The best? That's I don't know.
That's tough.
I
think you just should just start from the beginning and just go from there.
That's fair. Maybe I will do that.
Return of the King is the best, but still.
All right, maybe I'll have a new synopsis for you guys. I should have a nice easy night tonight, anyways. So we'll watch it. That's probably what I'll do while I edit videos. Let's even before we do that, let's talk quickly. If there's any sponsor stuff we should do, we'll get it out of the way, and we'll get into our face-to-face chat, because I wanted to do it last weekend. Slothy was sick, so we kind of jumped on a great deck tech that I had to go and build. I'm trying to find it Everett now.
So expensive. It's impossible to find.
Oh, all of them are. The Jumpstart cards. I need so many of them. And that brings me to our great thing. If you need to go get any cards, go to houseofcards.ca. Use the promo code IT99. That's going to give you a discount at checkout. It's going to help you out. It's going to help support us. And they're just great people. So go support them and put these new decks in AI armor sleeves. They are honestly still just the best sleeves. I need more AI armor sleeves always. They're my favorite current sleeves. So no promo code needed. Just go to AIarmor.com. They're AI armor on all of their socials. And yeah, that's it. Now we get back into it. We'll talk other sponsor things later, but I just wanted to say the event, we were able to do huge giveaways because of both of those sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot. Like we ran out.
Yeah, it was really fun that we had to run back to the table and actually get some more prizing. So we started our let's start kind of just by saying like what we thought on the weekend and everything. I'll start. We started a new trivia thing, and we got to do a lot of really cool giveaway stuff. Interact with a lot of people. We had lots of guest hosts. You guys both hosted some of it. We got Ryan from CCO to host some. One of the Rogues Passage guys. Like the CCO guys are a lot of fun every time they come out.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun. Yeah. They did that. We didn't. I didn't get Brando to host one. Sadly, he was busy, but we did do a box opening with him. That was hilarious. They had a good time. What did you guys think? Kind of a little bit about the event. Let's start there.
Oh, you go ahead first, Slothy.
Sure. I thought it was a blast. Like you were saying, the trivia was insane. We had so many people come out and try to answer some questions. It was a great way to get to like interact with people and give out some stuff. that was probably the highlight of my weekend, was all the trivia. But other than that, yeah, it was great. We had very busy, very, very busy. Lots of good games, lots of chatting with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall it was really, really, really good. It was really busy. I think it was busier than last year when we went. So, and yeah, like even then that was pretty busy, but like this year it was really, really good. We did get quite a few games in. The trivia was a big hit. A lot of people wanted to do the trivia, even when we were shutting down. They're like, "Oh, can we just do trivia?" Like, no, they're gonna kick us out soon. we gotta go.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and then like once again, chatting with other creators and whatnot, like and everyone's just like, okay, like come over and like we'll record you playing the game, and vice versa. But like it never happens because we're all busy. We don't even have time to run around. We just like literally just like are at our booths, and people are just constantly coming, right? So, but it's a good thing. It is what it is, but it's a good thing.
Yeah. It's always nice at conventions too when people come up and even just stop in and say like, hey, we kind of like what you're doing and everything. I really appreciate that. But the CCO, I was listening to their episode on it too, and they made a very, very good point about like just how nice the community is at conventions and stuff. And I kind of wanted to do our episode this week on that theme and everything, to just talk about like their episode was why you should go to conventions and everything. And we could go and rant on about lots of different parts, but I really, really just did like the idea that the community is great. It is really good to get out and see new people, play with new people. That's it's one of the things I find the most fun at the convention. Some people they're people that know us, and I can't trick them with my shenanigans. Some people are just random people that sit down, and I'm just a random stranger to them, and they don't know what kind of nonsense I'm going to play. So it's fun to see people try and evaluate like my deck building based on what an average deck would be. And there's no instants and sorceries in my decks a lot of the time. It's all gasoline. It's all silliness, right? So the conventions, especially for me, are just playing with new people is always so fun, because you see so many like different takes on builds. You see so many different things. We were right before we started the episode talking about how Slothy is going to make a new deck for the next one, and that's one of the first parts I actually wanted to talk to about in this overarching thing, is that one thing that playing at conventions has made me realize specifically is that people don't have a good gauge on their deck power. Right? That's a thing I kind of wanted to bring up. There's like no gauging on it at all. That's why the bracket system, controversial as it may be, I think has like a lot of possible benefits, because we had a lot of people that said they wanted to play a higher power game, and then they would get blown out by a not high power deck, and I'd feel really bad. Or vice versa, they would say like, you know what, like we're just playing some pretty casual stuff, and then like turn 4, I'm like losing the game already, and I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, it is what it is, but or like sometimes it could just be like the luck of the draw. They get a really like the god hand, right?
Yeah,
and we go from there. But like at the same time, like once we release the videos, you'll see from time to time we will hold back, because like I was saying last week how like I had like a turn 1 soul ring and all that stuff, but I didn't play it because we were sitting down with Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just started. He was saying like he like was only 6 months in, and he had like a deck he put together, and he's still trying to learn the game. And like he played his lands up the top instead of bottom because he can't see it otherwise, right? So I'm like, okay, we'll go easy. And then after I passed, because I went first, the next guy, he's like soul ring into like another like mana rockin' and go. So he has like 4 mana on his second turn. I'm just like, okay, it's gonna be one of those games. And he's like, this is one of my lowest power decks ever. It's like, oh, and he was the problem the whole time too.
Yeah, I remember that game. Side note, I loved the deck that Frank was playing, the bunnies.
Yeah, all the bunnies.
Was it? Did he have? Pardon me. Did he have a heir apparent deck?
Yeah,
Yes.
you did.
I've been trying to find those cards so badly. I want to make Heir Apparent Elesh Norn so bad.
I think he said he had like something like 25 or 30 of them in the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really, really want to do it with Elesh Norn and just say, like, this is my Rabbits deck. Slap Elesh Norn down on the table and have everyone go, what's wrong with this guy? It's, but yeah, like I think that with that, the kind of decks you should bring out to a convention, that's what I was going to say, is not everyone has lots of decks and everything, but if you've got a little bit of a variety, I wanted to kind of just go over our own thoughts of what you should bring out. And so for like playing for me and everything, I like to kind of separate my decks into 3 separate things. And from there, that's what I bring out. So I like to bring out at least one group hug deck in all of it. Because then if someone's a little standoffish, they don't know, they're a little nervous to play with people and stuff like that, I can just throw the game into a chaotic kind of frenzy and have a good time. I really like to the ability to have a group hug deck just in the group or the table is great.
Yeah.
You can make lots of new friends. You can make lots of silly memories people are going to remember. So building a group hug deck, which there's hundreds of them on this channel at this point already, is kind of nice.
Group hug adjacent.
Yeah, group hug adjacent. Like I said, I like to bring out a group hug deck. I think that's important, that at least if your play group is coming out and you're going to be playing with, if you come out in a pot of 4, bring whatever you want, right? Because you're going to just play with your buddies anyways, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's you and a friend, you and 3 friends, like bring something that kind of can introduce people, get the table talking a little, get everyone laughing, make it seem like it's not so serious, because Magic can be really intimidating to people, especially newer players, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
100%.
I say group hug. I say the next one is bring something a little budget. You don't need to bring your highest like $10,000 near vintage level deck out to the thing to showcase and win 15 prize tickets. I get it. It's we're all there, but let's settle down. It's a $15 game and your deck is $25,000. Time twister me, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's, so I like to bring something a little budget and everything like that, which is kind of nice. And budget can be whatever it is. I like to bring something unique. So build any commander that isn't popular so that you can see something like that. Like it's really fun to see weird commanders get played. I really, really like that. Like a great example is Sherman's Bard deck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
you
don't really see decks like that very often, right? It's such a the song travel part of it is already cool and unique, but it's still a pretty unique commander that I don't think I've actually seen anyone else but you play.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, and we're talking about Edgin.
Edgin, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last one I was going to say is if you've got a nice group, bring something. It's it sounds blasphemy, I know, but bring something like Slothy did this for the weekend, a Lord of Pain deck. Bring something like that. Like Dean had the Zozu the Punisher deck, something that can make people have a faster game a little bit, right? Like something that can rip through. So I don't really have lots of time before an event. I need this, and I'm like, well, let's play a quick one, and then I'm down to 13 life at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's kind of my thing. And then my final one, and I'll let you guys have your say too. My final one is bring something you feel is strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like something, it can either be a deck that's very consistent, very fast. It might just be the terror of your play group deck, but it's nice to have something to show off as well if you want to come out and everything, right? And it's nice to be able to cycle at least through those few types. Like I find that most people's decks can fit into those 5 categories of like, I'm going fast, I want to win. I want to be silly and laugh with my friends. We want a fast game, lots of damage. This is just my weird deck. And then this is like my unique deck, right? I think that those make like a nice build up for an event. Your guys' thoughts?
Slothy, you go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I agree pretty much with what Dan was saying. I like to bring like an unedited pre-con a lot of the times. Like the last event I brought, I want to say it's called Ahoy Mateys. It's the pirate one from Ixalan. Then like you were saying, something for a little bit of a quicker game. Something that kind of showcases how you personally like to build as well.
Yeah.
Something that's a little bit higher powered and budget. I usually bring about 5 decks, and a lot of them kind of overlap a little bit between those categories. But But I think having the full variety of something that, oh, you're just starting here, let me play this pre-con, or oh, you've only got 20-25 minutes, let me bring out Velgavoth and we'll get something quick in.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I think it leads to a lot of lasting memories and making more friends if you can kind of meet them on the level that they're expecting.
Yep.
Fair.
Before I wanted to jump in there, and I think both Sherman and Ryan have said the same thing, that like people tend to want to beat the content creators, right? If you're a guest at an event, you kind of want to beat the fancy players, right? Oh, they're guests, I gotta show them what's up and everything. And that happens. Sometimes we get slapped around, but sometimes there's a few games that we played. I put all the games up. If you sit down to record games with us, that game's going up. And I'm sorry if you get salty in the game, but it's going up. And there was one game that, in my opinion, was hilarious. And it's I nearly killed someone with a Birds of Paradise. Like, it was a 0-1 and a 0-1. And they're like, oh, I'll Path to Exile it. And Slothy's sitting there and he's like, I'm going to counter that. And countered it. And then there was another player. I think it was Emery in that game too, right?
Yeah, it was.
And Emery was also holding a counter spell to do that. Like, the player we were playing with was dying to this Birds of Paradise no matter what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was pretty funny. But
yeah, I see your 1-mana spell and offer you a 5-mana counter.
A 5-mana counter spell too. Just a brain wrecking counter spell. But yeah, there's you don't know how people are going to react, so definitely like try have fun. Like, that was the deck that was being played was a very, very cool deck. Like, I really wish that we had time to sit and go through that one. It was a Ravnica themed deck, and again, I like unique builds, and it was a Ravnica themed deck that had it was full of serialized cards, like a serialized Niv Mizzet led the list. Like, it was a blinged to the max deck. It was so cool.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, that's why we talked about it when we were talking about the bands. And I felt that the bands were skewed because, once again, people know these people are on the committee and also content creators, and they just want to show off, right? So
yes,
and yeah. So you're when you sit down with a content creator and you want to show off, you're not bringing in normally a budget deck. You're bringing something that's like, $600, $700, $800, even pushing over $1,000, right?
Yeah, something that's going to show off a little bit.
Yeah, so that's why people's opinions get skewed, and that's why we tell people okay, you can bring what you want, but at the same time, we have these things, so we have the different styles of deck. We have normally personally, I'll bring at least one jank deck, one budget, one what I feel is a decent medium power, close to a pre-con power or a pre-con, and then at least one high power. So I'm bringing at least minimum 4 decks, right? You don't have to do that. I know most people will bring a high power deck to events because they're entering into events and they want to win.
Yeah.
So, and then they're like, okay, well, I only have the 1 or 2 decks with me, and they're both high power. And, when we're discussing, we need to bring a little bit more high power to events just because of that. But at the same time, you do have times where you sit down and you're playing against people that are okay, I've only been playing for less than a year, or I only have this pre-con, and we have to adjust for that too, right? But but I try to bring it those decks. I brought a group hug deck this time, but it was also one of my jank decks because there's only one way to win. So, and that's using the 2 of the worst mechanics in Magic. So, and that's how I win. So, and that's using sweep and epic. So,
an epic win is very fun to get.
Yeah. So I'm just going to explain real fast what it is. Okay. So there's the commander. Oh, sorry. Let's go through what epic is first. So epic is the ability where it's one of the worst things you can have in Magic. Okay, and it says for the rest of the game, you can't play spells at the beginning of each of your upkeeps. Copy this spell except for its epic ability. You may choose a new target for it to copy. So basically, once you cast a spell, you're not playing Magic anymore because you can't cast anything. You can Like, draw cards, play lands, pass. Okay. One of the worst cards, like, worst abilities ever. The second one's going to be a sweep. Sweep is basically you return any number of swamps you control, or like lands, whatever. But in this case, it's going to be swamps, okay, to their owner's hand. Target player discards a card for each swamp returned this way. So I'm casting like Sink into Taknuma. Okay, so like if I have like 13 swamps, I'm going to return all those swamps to my hand. Okay, so the card with that is mixed in with Never Ending Torment. Okay, then that's the one that has Epic. So it's like search target player's library for X cards, where X is the number of cards in your hand, and remove them from the game. Then that player shuffles his or her hand. So I'm casting these two cards where like I'm filling up my hand, and then I'm going through someone's library and removing cards. Mm-hmm. And I'm combining this with the like I made this into a jank deck yet group hug because I have Obeka, Splitter of Seconds, where when Obeka deals combat damage to a player, you get that many additional upkeeps.
Oh, that's cool. I like that one.
Yeah. So then I can cast my Epic multiple times, right?
Yeah, because it goes off every upkeep, right?
Yeah, exactly. The reason why this is jank deck is because like it requires these two cards to work together with the commander, and I need a lot of lands. So I think in total, I needed around 16 cards in order to win in all combination. This is why it's a group hug deck, right? Because I'm giving you guys cards, I'm giving you guys treasures, everything, right? So, but yeah, I combine them both. But that's what that's why I brought, and like I think people should bring stuff like this more often than powerful decks. Like I understand once again. It's an event. You're going to bring stuff that's really, really strong so you can win events. I totally get it. But at the same time, there's going to be content creators there. They're going to have silly stuff. Show off your silliness. Show off your creativity. Okay? There's only so many times we can see the same combo and be like, ooh, that's really interesting. It's not. But we're going to say, that's really interesting, right? Because we want you to feel good, right? Yeah. But at the same time, like we've seen it so many times, we want to see, like we enjoy seeing unique things, right? And if you have a unique take on something, we'll definitely play against it. We'll definitely enjoy it. Chances are we will enjoy it. Okay. But like overall, like that's why I feel someone should bring like a jank deck of some sort, no matter what. A high power one, and something in between, like that's close to the precon, just for those people. And if you really, really, really want to bring four decks, okay, bring your favorite deck, one that you've played so many times, inside and out. Because one of the worst things that can happen in a game is you sitting there because someone's like, "Oh, I got a tutor. I don't know what to tutor because I don't know what my line is, right? I don't know how to win. I don't know what's the best interaction here." If you have a favorite deck where you've played so many times, you see the board state, what you're going to grab. Just bring that so you can get through those fast games.
I'm pretty bad at that because I've got a really good grip on board state in general.
But you have like 900 decks.
But that's what I mean, right? So like I often forget that not everyone has that ability to kind of just read a board state, and I do a lot of resetting hands. I do a lot of wheeling and stuff, right? So a lot of times people take longer, and I've got to remember that not everyone understands all the cards so quickly, kind of thing. I'm pretty bad at that because I just wheel willy nilly, and I'm like, what are you guys even talking about? You guys are good. Let's go. Play your turn.
But even if you wheel someone's hand. Okay, you should, like, this is the problem I have. You should know your different win cons and how to get to those win cons, right? And depending on what the board state is, you should know which win con gives you the best opportunity to win.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have a brand new deck, I understand it takes you time. Okay, like I got the new Omo deck. I've been playing it a few times, just raw precon. Now I know the lines, and now I've modified it where I'm putting in like taking out cards and putting in new cards and everything. It's a brand new deck basically because I'm taking out like 63 cards from Omo, and now I know my different win cons. I have like 9 different win cons in that deck. Okay, 9. I know how to get to each of them depending on which board state I have, what everyone else is playing, and I go from there. If you don't remember that, fine, that's okay. Don't go for 9. Go for 3 win cons. Okay, and decide how to get to those win cons. That speeds up the games a lot faster for you. Okay, plus for tutoring and everything if you do tutor. So
yeah,
but that's like a pet peeve of mine. Just people just like taking like 10-15 minutes looking for a card. I'm just like, come on, you should know your line.
That's fair. It's a little difficult for some people to like to piece it together, and there is a lot of new players and stuff. So I understand sometimes people are a little slower, but yeah,
I totally get it. And like I said, like that's why I say like when you're playing, like when you go to conventions, at least bring your favorite deck, because your favorite deck is something that you've played so many times. You know every single card in there, okay? Or there's a good chance you know every single card in there, and you know what to grab, what you don't want, and all that stuff. That's why, that's one of the best things to bring, whether it's high power or jank or not. It doesn't matter. At least bring your favorite deck, right? So then if you sit down and you want to have a fast game, even though it is not going to be so super fast, like it's not like, Lord of Pain, where you're dishing out things, maybe it's a Piddle Fort, but at least you know what you're grabbing and you can go through the cards fast that way.
Knowing your deck is good, but like something you're passionate about does make the event a lot more fun, right? Just again, I don't really compete in the modern or anything like that. I just play because I just want to do silly nonsense,
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not ever really just bringing stuff out because like, oh well, like this is powerful. I never build things just because it's powerful. I'm like, this seems interesting, and that's why I build things. And so if you're bringing out your stuff that you're passionate about, then you're gonna have way more fun. You're gonna actually understand things a little bit better. I think that making sure that you actually have stuff you want to play is nice.
Because it's like, if you look in like past videos, like Slothy playing the same deck again and again and again. He really, really, really enjoys those decks. Do we have a problem with that? Heck no.
Wrong.
We don't care because he enjoys it, right? But at the same time, when you're watching those videos, he knows what to grab. He knows what's an issue for him and what to take out. He knows how to make deals to help benefit him because certain things are hurting him. Okay, that's what I'm saying. He has a deck that he really, really enjoys. He might play it 5-6 times during the event. We don't care because it's something that he really enjoys. Okay, because he's really enjoying that deck, he's going to have a really nice time, like you said, Daniel. You're going to enjoy it even more because it's something that's kind of personal at the same time. And you're going to have faster games because of that. And that's one of the complaints that everyone has. It's like, oh, I wish games would go faster. Learn your decks.
Yeah. There's, like I said, having that little bit of variety, it might seem a little silly, but it does really make the day kind of just go a little bit faster. Again, I don't play other formats. I'm bad at branching out. I'm not a very diverse Magic player. I just play Commander. It's the only format I actually like. Everything else isn't very fun because it doesn't really. Commanders sit down with my friends, right? And that's what I want to do. For me, the event weekend, which I had such a blast at, was a chance to sit down with friends and meet new friends. Like it's just a really good time, right? The fact that we're allowed to come out, the fact that Face to Face puts us up, gives us a booth and everything. Like I really, really love that. Like Kelly's so fun to work with, but it was really, really fun to just go out and play games with people. That's what I want to do on an average weekend anyways, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to treat a lot of the people that we're meeting here the way I would treat my friends, right? And I want my friends to play with me. I don't want to just bully the table because It's Commander. It sounds weird to say, but it's not a game that you're meant to just win every time. If you're winning every Commander game, you're not a good person to play with. There's just no way around that, right? It's such a random format. If your decks are beating your play group every time, then you've got to chill out a little bit, right? Like I lose all the time, and I lose in pretty silly, fantastic ways. In one of the videos you guys are going to see that I'm editing today, I take, I think, 8 or 9 damage to play a single land, and it's pretty rough. And I think I took it to play an extra land as well. I think I played like an Urban Evolution. I think I took 16 damage to a land for the turn. It was I play a little silly, right? But again, they're fun times. They're laugh. We've had a few of the people we played with reach out, say they want to come play some more games and everything. Frank's actually going to come play some more games with us too, which is fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say is with the events and everything, people should try and do more and more events. We had not as many people this year cash in their event tickets. A lot of them kind of just wanted to play casual Commander. They didn't want to do events and everything. So a lot of people maybe don't know how cool like the prizing is and everything like that. They might not know that you can do that. It can be intimidating to jump in and like think like, oh well, what if they like no, I don't know all the rules so well, so I can't play a game, right? I had a few friends come out that are new to Magic, and they're like, well, I don't want to play because like, what if people are frustrated that I don't know the rules or how my deck works or have to look stuff up? I was like, that's Magic. You got to take your time. Everyone learns.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of rules.
Yeah, there is a lot of rules. Too many rules.
We have judges for a reason.
Yeah.
Too many rules I never want to follow. Like the ban list. Ugh. I did have a Prime Titan in a deck.
Yes.
Nobody seemed to have a problem with it.
Nobody cared.
Yeah, I told everyone, I was like, this deck has a Primeval Titan. It's full of forests. And they're like, I don't care.
Yeah, let's just play.
Shuffle up, old man, and then I lost every game anyways.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing, like, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Like, the events are fun, okay? And if you win, great. If you lose, it's not a big deal, you know? Like, once again, though, those events, like, people are bringing higher power decks, so hence why you should at least bring a high power deck, you know? But, like, you know, when you go around, like, every single content creator has these event tickets to give out, okay? And in all honesty, the only requirement you really have, most of us really have, is sit down and have a game with us. You know?
Yeah.
Whether you win or lose, here's a prize. Here's a event ticket. Go have some more fun. Go play some more games, because, you know, we want people to play, right? And we want to be able to play with other people and everything. And if you know, play with us and we give you like an event ticket, go use it. You know, and see what else everyone else is playing. Okay. Variety is the spice of life. Right? Your play group has a certain play pattern. They have a certain meta. We have a certain meta. Okay. We see this a lot when we play against other content creators. You know, like that happens, right? So doing these events also allows you to see what other people are playing. Maybe they'll give you ideas. Maybe you'll see certain things that like you guys are doing in your play group aren't as effective or efficient as other people, right? Especially when you're doing, like I said, you're doing these events and these are higher power stuff, okay? Sure, you're going to run into infinite combos, yes, you know, but that's part of the nature. So.
Yeah, there's it is really, really nice to be able to politics your way around high power games. And that's another thing I was going to say too, is that if you're out playing Commander, you have to understand politics are part of the game, right? And if you don't know the group, then you can't just barge in with your same attitude that you normally have, right? Of like, oh no, like I'm just playing silly and stuff, right? If people don't know you, you can't just fall back on those excuses. I had a lot of people over the weekend when we were playing games, they would try attack me because of like a perceived board state. They're like, well, he's kind of out of control, not knowing that I build like an idiot and that you know what I mean? There's no psych rift coming when you're playing against me. You're just, you're kind of getting what's on the table. You're seeing me amass tokens. You're seeing all those things, right? So yeah, it's, you do have to understand that your your politicsing has to be open. You can't just like rely on your old, well, like, oh, in my group this doesn't happen because this isn't your group anymore, right? This is just random people, and these random people sometimes put instants in their decks and think that I do too.
Yeah.
Anyone who listens to the show that comes to play all the time, they know, because like they're like, he's not.
They leave you alone.
Well, not only do they leave me alone, they just know that I don't have those answers, right? Like they're like, he's not packing those.
No, it's fun. I sat down in the game, thought you were there, or one person, no matter how much I politics, she's like, I don't trust you. Anyone that politics this much, I'd never trust, and she just kills me. I'm the first one to die.
Was that the Mothman one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that game. Side tangent. That game was so much fun. I was definitely aiding in the them trying to kill you first. In that one,
I tried to convince Slothy, and like, yo, she has like the Mothman now. She has a Mesmeric orb out. We need to get rid of Mesmeric orb.
See, yeah, in that game, I was playing the 14th Doctor, which I wanted all the cards in my graveyard anyway.
Yeah,
and then had the second Doctor out so that she was drawing cards and couldn't attack me. So I was good.
Yeah, you're good, but like, there's no politics around with her for that. I'm like, I was trying to convince her like too that Slothy was kind of the problem too, so I was trying to pin them together. And she's like, I just don't trust you at this point. I'm like, all right, I'll die.
Didn't trust you, but trusted me for some reason.
Yeah.
The Doctor Who deck you were playing was really cool.
I really really enjoyed that one.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say, actually, in that game, I had kind of an achievement unlocked moment and won with Gallifrey Stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was so much fun.
I think that's a fun way.
Mm-hmm.
There's winning in interesting ways at events is also fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got only one game. I don't think either of you guys were in the game. Did you guys play against my Rigo Infect deck, or was that a group of strangers?
No.
I did not.
All right, well, a group of strangers asked to play against a high-powered deck, and I was like, I only have, like, my, like, Rigo deck. It's, like, full of Infect cards, and, like, that's fine. Won't even be a problem. Well, they were wrong, and it was. Rigo Infect is pretty rough. Unblockable Infect damage that I'm proliferating every turn is pretty rough. Oh, yeah. You guys weren't in that because I got my Lighthouse Chronologist out, and I got it proliferated all the way up, and it was miserable.
Yeah, probably on a Friday or something like that.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah. It was the Friday. Yeah, it was not nice. So like there's not nice ways to like win. Infect is kind of a bad one at events, and that's why I didn't want to play it until they're like, well, you know, you got to do it. And I was like, well, if I have to do it, then I guess I will. So I really like to win with like silly things. So I got not this event, but like the last Calgary one, I got a Happily Ever After win. That's always nice. Yeah, it's that's an interesting one to win with. The new deck that's coming out, the 20 Ways to Win, I think those are kind of fun too. It'd be fun to build our own version of that. I don't really know the depth of what is in it yet, but what I was going to say is that I try to go out to the events with the idea that I want to be invited back. I want to be entertaining. I don't want people to be like going on like social media and just being like, this guy's a jerk. Like they just rolled me. They beat me up and took my cards. No, like I want everyone to be like, I had a lot of fun playing. We could come hang out. It's very fun to hear like people's stories of like what got them into Magic. So I love asking them that when they started playing, like how they started playing. I love hearing people's like building ideas of, well, I built this deck like this because I think it's fun, or so events are really, really cool like that. They're great for inspiring you to want to do more stuff in general, because a lot of players, for people that go out frequently, right, it's really, really easy to dismiss that the vast majority of players are just kitchen table players. They play with their play group. They don't actually come out to an LGS and interact with random people. They only play at their table with their friends and stuff, right? So getting out, it's really, really fun to see and like experience these like new people. I think like some of my like, I have really good friends now because of randomly meeting them at a game store. That's Logan and Alex and Greg and all them, right? And they came over, just started playing with them. Logan's been on the channel lots and everything. Like they're super, super fun. And you don't meet those new people at your kitchen table, unfortunately, right? It's kind of nice to meet new players, see new things. Like it's always fun. Events are a great sounding board for it too. It's always fun to see like decks that really, really work at your table just get rolled. Like it's always interesting, just to see like I'm like, this is a great deck, and then I just don't have the answers for how this deck's built. I always find running into just a natural counter funny. Like I was playing that Get Rog deck, and I didn't realize that you were playing the Zozu, and I'm trying to dump in like 20 lands at a time and draw 30 cards. I died real fast that game. That was fun.
Yeah, like Dean was bugging me the whole day. Like you need to play one of my decks. You need to play one of my decks. And I'm like, all right, like give me one. And he gives me the Zozu. I'm like going through it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll play this. So,
you're like, all right, this is okay.
Yeah, and I was trying to like find time to play it, but like every time we were sitting down with people, they're like, oh, I've only been playing for like a year. Oh, I only have this pre-con. Oh, I like it's not like okay, Zozu is not playing these games against these people.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, let's calm that down a little bit.
Yeah. So when the four of us sat down, I'm like, okay, now I can bring up Zozo because I know you guys don't care, and I know Dean really wants to see me play it. So
true.
Yeah.
I have a unique question for you guys. I think. What was your least favorite part of the events?
Ooh, parking.
Getting sick.
Yes, getting sick is one thing, but. Like let's go related to the event itself. So, I honestly don't know. Like most of it was pretty good. Interacting with people was really nice. I didn't really have a problem with anything that happened at the event. Like it was very well run. Everyone like talked to each other really like politely, was really like cooperative and helpful. And like if like there's been times when like our mics weren't working and we like run over to the rogues and be like, hey, can we borrow your guys' mic? And they're like, yeah, here you go. Right, stuff like that, and vice versa. Brando from CCO is like, oh, can we kind of come over and like record like the box opening? And we're like, yeah, sure. Like we're all really friendly with each other, so stuff like that.
That box opening was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really good. That was fun. So, and he's like, if you guys watch his, like, go watch his box opening. It was really good. So, I went around picking up everything because I was afraid of like people like slipping on the wrappers and whatnot, and that's why like I was picking everything up. He's like, oh, you have all this, So
yeah, he was throwing cards all over the convention center. It was just so hilarious. He's like, Solomon, get it out of here. Threw it. It was I genuinely thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. So, but everyone was really nice. I think the worst thing was the fact that we were so busy we couldn't go around looking at anything. Like I had to ask a friend, like, hey, can you go out and like see if you can find a displacer kitten for me because I need one more, and like. When they said, yeah, like we got one, they have it on hold for you. Like, okay, guys, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Just let me go get my displacer kitten.
Yeah, please let me go get this card.
Yeah, but like we were just like that was probably like the biggest downside. We we're just so busy, so that like it was hard for any of us to really take a break.
Yeah.
So like I think in one of the videos, like in between, like I'm trying like time the times when Kaylin is like switching the cameras. So that whenever the camera's not on me, I'm eating a sandwich and I'm like covering my mic so you don't hear me eat because I was so hungry.
Yeah, just trying to make sense of it.
Yeah. So, but that's what I would say. Like the worst thing is just like we're just so busy. So,
Slothy, how about you?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat. There wasn't really anything that I can pick out as my least favorite. We were very, very busy, but I look at that as both a plus and a minus. Yeah, honestly, the only bad thing about the weekend isn't even related to the event.
Yeah,
just
that I can think of. Yeah, because everything about it, from the way it was run to the community there to all the events and vendors and everything, it was all really, really good and really well done.
Yeah. I don't really have too many problems with it. I felt like honestly, my only real complaint with the event is our own one. I would have liked to have some better banners for the trivia stuff we did, so we could let people know. A lot of people said they wanted to play trivia, but just didn't know where we were doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing, which that sucked a little bit. I wish that we could have had more people over, but no, other than that, like it really just was a very, very fun weekend overall. I guess my only other thing would be that I felt bad that we kind of made that one person so salty, even though it was hilarious. That's basically like the end of mine. Like I just thought that it was just a fun weekend. I wish I got to play a little bit more games, but
it happens. Whatever.
Yeah. It's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like, you know, even like when we're like, you know, we try to play games where we can record, but sometimes we have to play like off camera. So just because people want to play, and we're like, okay, yeah, we're still fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and then like, you know, like once again, like, you know, not related to the event, but at the same time, like, you know, we had to bring like our own tables and chairs and everything. So like, you know, because like
it was just so busy.
It was just that busy.
Honestly, though, it was really nice to have our own chairs at the event.
100%.
Those other chairs sucked.
My butt was not sore. I will say that. It was nice. You have a good cushion chairs.
Yeah, we brought out these like kind of nice office chairs. So everyone else was on these kind of hard plastic ones.
Yeah.
Not us.
But we have nice cushions. And like, oh yeah. Because like last year when we were doing that, my butt was sore. So
yeah. Well, it kind of just naturally happens that way, right? Like you sit all day at an event, you know, because we're there a lot of times from 7 a.m. until like 9 or 10 at night, right?
Yeah.
So they're long days. So then we're trying to sneak, like, you know, eating in like going to like the bathroom, taking turns, you know, doing stuff, and you know, two of us can be playing a game, and then the other person is like off, like chatting with someone else, or like, you know, talking to like people that are coming up to the booth, or even like going to another person, like a podcast or another group, and we're going on their show, and like Daniel, you're like you did a live
live
recording
podcast. That was a blast.
Yeah, with the Rogues. So, and like, yeah, we're just always busy, so it's nonstop. But it was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
Just make sure you bring a lot of energy drinks.
Yes.
That was definitely a good thing we did. We it was a little bit of like, I would say, I guess, inside baseball for the day. But we brought like a huge cooler out. The first few years we've just gone and tried to we'll just buy food and events and stuff, and we spend like $50 or $60. And I'm like, and I'm just like, oh, this is not. So this time, packed a nice big cooler. My wife made, I think, probably 90 cookies. She doesn't understand.
There were a lot of cookies.
She doesn't understand, portions at all. So, that was kind of interesting that she brought so many out. She basically like pawned off cookies on everyone.
Yeah. Come talk and you'll get a cookie.
They're really good cookies, though.
Yeah, it's free compared to the $5 for popcorn that they had selling.
Right. But the event overall, I would say, just was a nice time. It was I'd say it's a pretty successful event. I think it's our best event we've done so far.
Yeah, I would agree.
As our own our own self-reflection and stuff. We continue to get better. We continue to make more friends. The Rogues Passage we met last year, and we've got like a great relationship with them. They're just wonderful people overall. Now the same with CCO. Every time I like see the CCO guys, like I just really like them. I think they're hilarious. Like they're definitely like the life of the party. Like they're definitely a lot sillier than us. So
yeah.
But it's always just a blast to go out and do those kind of things. A lot of the games I'm going to be probably putting up 2 or 3 games a week until we get through them, because I think we have 12 or 13 like full games we recorded while we're there and stuff, and I don't want to slow roll them. So if you're listening and you were in a game, you guys will see it and stuff. You guys will get your chance to show everyone that you beat me and made me cry on camera. It'll be there. Wink, wink.
I definitely cried on camera at one point in time, I think. Like, don't hit me with that 22. No.
I try my best to always, I'm like, you know what, we're playing, we're having a good time, but I'm not very good at hiding my face when I'm angry. So like you can see very clearly when something's made me mad. I'm like, that's fine. No, it's all good. Yeah. So I tried not to. There was again another thing. We played with a child at one of the events. A child came out, and first off, the child beat on Slothy. Hilarious.
Yeah.
But I got way too like visibly mad. I was a very nice sport out on the outside, but visibly furious. And I was like, well, we gotta calm that down. You can't just glare at people when they cast a cyclonic rift for the next 20 minutes. Just. But no, it's the events are like such a blast. I just wanted to kind of recap what went over it. My final outro talk before we wrap for today is I want to ask, what was your like favorite part or favorite game you played?
Sherman.
I was going to say, or favorite trivia question.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Like there was a lot of we had a lot of trivia questions, so they're all really good. Like I like the ones that like you had like actually like really think like the fairy's protection was a really good one. Like, how do you beat someone after they've cast the fairy's protection still?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of people think like, oh, once that's cast, okay, that person's done. You know, we won't see them, and we have to deal with everyone else for now. You know, so that changes everyone's mindset. As for games, though, like I enjoyed like every single game. So in different levels, but yeah, I basically enjoyed them all. But yeah, how about you guys?
Slothy?
Yeah, I don't know. There were a lot of really good games. Yeah, it's really hard to narrow down just one. I think I would have to say the one where it was me, Sherman, somebody was playing all the robots, and the Mothman game. I thought that was really, really fun. I really liked the robot deck. And it was just very, very fun kind of watching the two of them, because they were brother and sister.
Yeah.
Kind of interact and politic within each other and beat up on each other while I was just kind of sitting in the background.
I missed that game, but it looked like you guys were having fun. I think that's the game that I was doing the live episode on.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to say, for me, my favorite trivia one was I liked seeing people get stumped with the Feldegriff question. I like that one. Mm-hmm. The what is Feldegriff an anagram for? That was a really, really fun one to do. We repeated a lot of questions because I wanted people to. I didn't want to just like have people get an easy one and then be like, "What is the colors in Azorius?" And they're like, "Okay, cool, you win a prize." Then the next one is just like, "What sets make up the Block of Tempest and what year did they come out?" And they're like, Give me one of these easy ones. What's Boros? What are we talking about?
Can you name every member of the crew of the Weatherlight?
Yeah, that was a hard one. That one was a hard one. I got to give people better prizes for those ones. So I did really like the Feldegriff anagram one. It's you guys could look it up if you want, but it'll be in the trivia videos, so go watch those. Mm-hmm. But I think that I had two favorite games. I've got to choose two. Number one was Emery's Atali game. That was the hardest I've seen any Atali deck ever go in any situation ever. Mm-hmm. That was an entirely one-sided blowout that I've never seen before. And the whole time she's just like, it doesn't normally do this. I'm so sorry. But I have to say my other favorite game, it's such a bad take from me, but I loved playing my Kona deck. My Kona deck went so silly. I had so much land. I had so much resources. I was absolutely a menace in that Kona game. And I think that was like,
problem.
Yeah, that game was maybe one of my rougher games I've ever played. With Kona, it was there's just a few commanders this year that I've made a few of, and Kona's definitely one of them. Kona's great. I wish that I had time to there was a few jumpstart ones I had really wanted to make, but I didn't have the time to get around to it, sadly.
Yeah.
So the next time I'm at any events, one of the ones I'm going to bring out is the new Niv Mizzet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the one that like kind of damages everyone, because I want to build it in that vein of kind of group slug a little bit with like the more of your pyrohemias, your mana barbs, the things that are going to make me like. I think that's fun, and like I said, I like a fast game, so I'll probably like mana flare and mana barbs. You know, I give, I take. It's group hug adjacent. We all know it. But yeah, no, that's
Oh, no, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say those were my thoughts. Like I just had a great time. I was sad. There's so many really nice people that were over at the booth, and I didn't get to play games with, sadly, because they were already done. I'm glad you guys got them in. They seemed really, really fun. Like I really wanted to play with Frank. Frank seemed great. Like there's just lots of cool ones, right? So I'll get there. The next ones.
I had a question for you guys. What was your favorite deck that you played over the weekend?
I don't know, in all honesty.
I know my answer. I'll let Sherman think for a second. It's Rigo. Everything is Rigo. I have so much fun playing Rigo.
Which Rigo deck?
Every Rigo deck. But I built, so I have 5 Rigo decks now, and I have one that I call my high power Rigo deck. That was the one that I bashed the 0/1 20/20 birds or whatever, 30/30 birds. That's just really fun. I think that Rigo's a blast to swing at people and be like, I swing at you with an Ornithopter so I can draw a card. It's fun. It doesn't need to hit things. It's such a low powered deck that can really, really overperform because of like how silly it is. It's inconsequential. Rigo already has a shield counter. It's a 3-mana commander, so it doesn't matter. And okay, like you killed my you killed my Ornithopter. Oh no, you've killed my Memnite. What am I gonna do? Right? Like it's inconsequential, and having the ability to draw 3 cards a turn from the command zone is like a really, really powerful ability. And I can just dump out so many things with that commander, because it's like, oh, here's a Naga Slitherblade. Good luck path to exiling it, I guess. Oh, you really got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kill Rigo before combat. Believe it or not, I cast Rigo. It's I think that everyone should build a Rigo deck. It is consistently my favorite commander. I think maybe for the next event I will build a Rigo deck to do a giveaway with. Just a real base
That's
level
fair.
Rigo. Yeah.
That's fair.
First person to kill me with commander damage gets a Rigo deck.
Yeah. Everyone's going after you.
Yeah. You can take your commander damage and tone it down to 1 power. 1 power and 0/1. You animals.
There you go.
How about you, Sherman?
Ooh, I don't like. I'll probably say like the Shao Jun deck, just because that's such a budget deck. Like it got destroyed with like the Mothman and the robots theme one with your doctor. Like I got wiped out quickly because I didn't draw into my removal. And you guys know me, I run a lot of interaction, but it happens, right?
Yeah.
But for a budget deck, it does fairly well, and it's artifacts. I love artifacts, right? So, like, let me see how much that deck is on, but like, it's a budget deck for sure.
I thought that was a really, really cool deck. That's you can tap artifacts for pinging people.
Yeah, so it's like $150. Salt was only like 40-ish, like 39.40. But like, it's all about like making tokens, making artifact tokens and everything, and then like making copies and everything, and like, and just go from there, right? So it's all artifacts. So like, I enjoy that style because like I enjoy tapping and untapping and doing all these different things and lots of synergy.
Yeah.
So, and let's face it, if you leave me alone for a turn, I am the problem. So
yeah,
and that's the thing with this deck. Like I don't seem like I'm the problem at times, but like I have to negotiate a lot because I need to get to those cards where it lets me draw or return on artifacts in my hand and then cast them for free and draw some more and all that stuff. So it is a very, very fun interactive deck. So
I think you could build a pretty high power one of that deck too if you just did like the Cheerios route.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
easily.
That commander did shock me with like how strong it was consistently.
Like even like simple things like, you know, throwing Curiosity on Xiao Jun, because like they tap 2 untapped artifacts and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So you tap 2 and then you draw 3 cards from Curiosity.
Didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's killer.
Yeah. So it's just silly things like that, right? But like, you know, at the same time, like, you know, I threw in like silly things like Baton of Morale because I love my banding, right? So, and with so many Thopters, it's like, okay, like you attack me with a 20/20, fine, I'll just block with these like 3/1/1s. I'll give them one of these guys banding, and I'll redirect every single damage to with this one Thopter. So, yeah, but that was probably the one. So,
and yourself, Slothy?
I've got 2. Sorry,
Doctors.
That is definitely one of them. I had an absolute blast playing the Doctors. It definitely overperformed a lot more than I thought it was going to. Yeah, it's just a silly little theme deck that seemed to have a lot of people interested in it. And yeah, did its thing pretty consistently. And kind of along the lines of Sherman talking about the budget, my Marnius Calgar deck was an absolute blast. It scaled really, really nicely based off of what everybody was doing. There was one point Dan had, I think, like 41 tokens, like creature tokens out, and I was able to, what's it called? Officious Interrogation him.
Yeah, the Investigate, yeah.
41 times. And then with Calgar, because Investigate's a separate trigger each time, I drew 41 cards for that.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like when you did that, I'm like, "What is that? Is that it?" You know, and then you guys are like,
"Yeah,
no, trust me, you don't have to look it up." I'm like, I'm not looking it up. I'm literally adding it to my fucking. Literally adding it to my deck at the point in time.
I had actually forgotten until you said that Investigate thing. I died in that Kona game. I didn't win that one.
No, you died. Yeah.
No, I thought I was a problem, but the problem was solved. You guys are gonna have to see who killed me, but I just remembered that I died there.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. There was that the Marnius Calgar is a very, very cool commander.
Yeah, very, very difficult to
find.
I was actually running Inquisitor Greyfax as the commander at the start of the weekend. Then I was borrowing Sherman's Marnius Calgar until the Sunday when someone had just sold one of the Warhammer precons.
Yeah.
To, I want to say it was House of Cards, but was able to find it then. But apparently it's pretty popular.
Yeah.
People like tokens. Let's face it.
Yeah, that's, like I said, I say we wrap it there and stuff. The event was a blast. Like if there's more to touch on, I'm sure we will and everything. But I did want to just like say that it was really, really cool to interact with the content creators again and stuff like that. It's always fun. Everyone who came out and said that they've checked it out, or everyone who has checked it out since coming out, it really does mean a lot to us. It's very, very, very nice. Like I just like to talk Magic with my friends, so it's cool that anyone comes and listens and everything like that. So I'm happy that things keep growing. It always feels very nice when people come up to me at events and they say like, "Oh, I listened to the show. Oh, I love this." I love when people know our silly deck names and stuff. I have people all the time talk to me about like the Democra Sphinx, the Tivit one. People seem to like that lots. Like it's just always nice when people come up and say that stuff. So it's fun to interact with people. I have a blast, and I really do hope that when we keep doing these events, we keep seeing more and more people. I'm gonna see kind of what the summer looks like for us, and maybe we'll be able to go do like the Vegas event. I think that'd be a blast.
Be interesting.
Pack everyone up into a big road trip. Let's go.
We'll just take your truck down.
Exactly.
The semi. Get
paid, yes.
Everyone get their passports up to date then.
Let's go. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm happy to roll it there and everything. There's gonna be a lot of gameplay videos. What's up, me? Bam. Thank you guys for getting through this one. I would strongly recommend everyone come out to events. The vendors are really, really cool. Face to Face has put on just a consistently awesome event. The House of Cards obviously are our sponsor. They're great. Go buy everything from them. They're wonderful. I got to send them another list soon. No one will sell me enough soul rings. But houseofcards.ca, you want to use the promo code IT99. That's going to give you a great discount. They are very fast shipping. However, right now, the shipping sucks Canada-wide for everything. So hopefully that's done pretty soon. But yeah, housecards.ca, AI armor for your sleeves. Thank you to everyone on Patreon. If you want to support us, obviously the easiest way is to just like, share, subscribe, watch the videos. It does help us out lots. It makes us happy. I get to see like, oh wow, people liked my stupid deck idea. It's kind of fun. Oh wow, people like to see how the Sherman actually puts instants in his deck. You know, it's there's fun ways. So definitely support it that way. If you want to go above and beyond, come chat with us about building decks. Come over to Patreon. It's a good spot. They're gonna get like a big dump of all the videos just in general. So if you want to see your videos before they come out, that's where they'll be. No thumbnails. I don't have time to make all these thumbnails in one go, but I will put them all up. And thank you again, everyone who played trivia with us and stuff. The trivia clips are going to be up shortly. That's it. That's the rest of my day is editing. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. And yeah, we roll there. We give them the music for a minute and we roll.
All right. Catch you later.
See you later.
All right. Time for me to go to work. Bye.
Music over.